Hey, shalom, shalom. Anakna waha ay bar shalha walakim latham. Kosher boy bar chawa kakshaw. Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua. Hey, with the Hebrew Israelites coming to you week in and week out through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua to preach to so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, and Israelite foreigners. Necham atam kayah malakwath hashemayim korab repent ye, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Call laim la Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua Bahashim Cha Kodash Wamashana Kabadim Zukaim Nawa Wamalakim Shray Shalaz Zukaim Chagad Wall Wachasa Washalom Wabarakim Lahabachai Shago Shalom. I say all praise to the Most High Yahweh, which means He exists. Bahashem in the name Yahweh Shai delivers. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Israel, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and mercy, peace, and blessings to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom, which means peace. All right. So I did a video on Ebonics previously. All right, but I wanted to go back into it. All right, it says Ebonics. It says African American Vernacular English. All right, so it's referring to how so-called blacks are basically the tribe of Judah. Yahweh speaks in English. You see, basically going into vernacular, going into how we speak. You know, and it's not just Yahweh the Judah. All right, it goes into Jake as a whole. You know, the nation of Yasha Allah. All right, I am Yasha Allah. All right, the people of Yasha Allah, the nation of Israel. You know, it says 1975 as a title of a book edited by U.S. professor Robert L. Williams, 1930 to 2020. It says, who said to have coined the word as a blend of ebony and phonics. All right, now I'm gonna get this term phonics first. It says phonetics, the doctrine of science of sound, especially of the human voice. So basically going into how we speak, from Greek phone, sound, voice, from pi root ba, to speak, tell, say, ix. All right, phonics as the name of a method of teaching reading by associated letters or groups of letters with particular sounds in the alphabetic writing system, especially as correlations between sound and symbol. It is attested by 1901 and became prominent in that sense after 1950 through the systematic method itself dates from the 1830s. All right, but just point being that phonetics goes into the study of the language and how things are said. All right, but it's a blend of ebony and phonics. All right, so let's go into ebony. It says dark hardwood favored for carving, musical instruments, etc., etc. 1590s, perhaps an extended form of Middle English, Ebon or Hebonif. Late 14th century, perhaps a Middle English misreading of Latin, Hebonicis of ebony. All right, so that word ebony, it says dark. All right, and we come in various different colors and everything, you see. All right, but ebony, it says ebonisos, from ebonos, ebony, probably from Egyptian HBNJ or another Shemitic source. All right, which those terms ebony, going into Hebonicis and Hebonif, you see they come from Ibar Yasha'Allah. All right, he basically going into more specifically Ibar. All right, because it says Ebonisos, Ebonis, which means ebony. All right, and when you go into Eber or Ibar, that goes into those that derived or the progeny, or basically those that came from Ibar or Eber, if I was saying that word right. All right, it says Ibar. It says Eber or Heber, the region beyond, but more specifically is Ibar. So you go into this, you look at the word, it says ebonos, meaning ebony, but that word comes from Hebrew. All right, it says Hebinus. All right, that's Latin. All right, Eboninos or Eboninos from Greek. All right, but again, that comes from Hebrew as well, from the word Ibar. All right, it says Heber, the region beyond, son of Salah, great grandson of Sham, father of Peleg and Joktan. All right, but it says a region on the other side situated across a stream or the sea. All right, but everybody that derives from, and read this too, number two, the opposite region or a region over against the opposite side. All right, everybody that derived from Ibar, you see, they are known as Hebrew. All right, now everybody isn't known as a Hebrew Israelite, you see, but everybody that derived from Ibar, they are known as Hebrew, and they spoke various different forms of the Hebrew. All right. So going back, it says read the top part again. It says African American Vernacular English 1975 as a title of a book edited by U.S. Professor Robert L. Williams, who said to have coined the word as a blend of ebony and phonics. All right. So specifically, they're talking about the so-called Negroes, Yahweh, the tribe. They're talking about Yahweh, the tribe, but you see, we all speak with that. We all speak with the so-called Ebonics, all right, because we all come from the nation of Yasha Allah. All right, just to prove that, this is Romans. This is Romans chapter 8 and verse 16. It says, the Spirit beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. All right, and the Spirit going into the words of the book. All right, and we can see this because if we go to Judges, Shapatiyim, chapter 12 and verse 1, I'm going to read it. It says, and the men of Apariyam gathered themselves together and went northward and said to Yapatah, wherefore passest thou to fight against the children of Imawan? It says, did it not call us unto thee, us to go with thee? We will burn thine house upon thee with fire. And Yapatah said unto them, I and my people were a great strife with the children of Imawan. And when I call you, ye deliver me not out of their hands. And when I saw that ye deliver me not, I put my life in my hands and passed over against the children of Imawan. And the Lord delivered them into my hand. Wherefore then are ye come up unto me this day to fight against me? Then Yapatah gathered together all the men of Gilead and fought with Apariyam. And the men of Gilead smote Apariyam because they said, ye Gileadites are fugitives of Apariyam among the Apariyamya and among Manashaya. So like, let me see. It says or Manashah. Manashah. It says and the Gileadites took the passages of Yaradan before the Apariyam Ephraimites, and it was so that when the Ephraimites which were escaped said, let me go over, and the men of Gilead said unto him, art thou an Ephraimite? If he said nay, then said they unto him, say now Shabalath, and he said Sabalath, for he could not frame to pronounce it right. And that's an example of how going into accents or slang, you see, because Jake, the Spirit beareth witness itself that we're the children of the Most High. You see, we produce slang, all right. And basically, what Esau Edom did was he'll take our overall nature, you see, and then he'll try to demonize it, you see. So as far as like for example, like monogamy, in the law, a man can have multiple wives, if he can afford them, because it's their possession. They'll try to say, oh well, they'll try to demonize that. They try to demonize the fact that basically try to demonize everything that we do. And I want to bring that up because they try to demonize this, the term Ebonics. That's how we speak. Whereas in English, you would have to say, if you look at if you look at just different, like in so-called Latin or Spanish tribes, they'll speak Spanglish, so to speak. They'll mix things together, you know. Or if you look at like in slavery, instead of saying I didn't, I did not go there, you'll be like, I ain't even go there. You see, and that's because in Hebrew, instead of saying all these different words in English, you'd be like, I did not go here. You know, you would say ahalak, ahalak, or la'a ahalak. All right, not I go. You know, it's more simplified. You know, what you know could have said a little bit more, but it's more simplified. You know, it's straight to the point. And in the scriptures it says, it's simplicity in Hamashiach. You know, it's simplicity in Hamashiach. When you add into the language of like English, it's a whole bunch of unnecessary words, but Hebrew is straight to the point. You know, so I'm gonna get a quick precept. This is the Volume chapter 62 and verse 4. It says they only consult to cast him down from his excellency. All right, and what is our excellency? Our heritage. You see, our traditions, our customs. How they do that? They do this through demonization. All right, calling things Ebonics. You know, it's not it's not correct English. You know, which going back to the definition, it said in English, but that's just how we speak. It's in our spirit. You know, and Romans 8 and 16 said the spirit itself beareth witness. All right, because I mean, if you look at each different culture, we created slang everywhere. Or if you look at every different society, different points in history, we always had the spirit of Jake. You know, so in this instance, slang is us. That's what we do. You know, Jake is the former of all things, roughly paraphrasing. So it says, this is the Volume 62 and 4. They only consult to cast him down from his excellency, are our traditions. They delight in lies. They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. All right, that's what Esau Edom does. You see, they put different terms on, or domestic terrorists, or this or that, you know, to cast us down from our traditions. You see, but truly, that's just us as a people. You know, I just want to do something going into Ebonics, you know, because that word does derive from Ibariath. By Ibariath, it comes from Hebrew. You see, but by Ibariath, you know, it would mean comes from the word Ibar, meaning from the past, or from the past beyond, you know, from the other side. You know, basically those that derive from Eber. All right, and more specifically, Yasha Allah, the nation of Yasha Allah. You see. So I brought that up, was edifying. Call Layim La Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua Bahashim Kakdash. Hey, double honor to the elders and the apostles of great men, so they told me the truth and rule well, and much respect to you brothers out there pushing the truth with all righteousness and sincerity. Shalom, shalom. Like to watch, shalom.